Right, the start of another project is going to be my IBC tank. That used to be there. The new home, I believe, is going to be here. Mainly because I've got the electrics and it's undercover, like 90% realistically. When it does rain, there's a slight bit of rain that hits the right side. I don't know how long this is going to take me, because I'm just going to do it during free time and stuff like that, and I haven't fully decided what route I'm going at the moment. I would like to try a gravity fed system, but the problem I've got, two problems really. I can't find a dry pump to put on the outside, so I could run a side drain from the original IBC drain off. And the second reason is space. I don't really have a lot of space to work with, because realistically the filters would have to come out to the left or here, and I don't really want it to block my walkway going down the side of the house. I had some good results with this tank, to be honest, with the old setups that I had, but I'd like to try to improve it a little bit if I can. But another idea, well, I had a couple of ideas really. Obviously the gravity fed system, then I was looking at the aquaponics side of things, but realistically that looks like it's going to take up even more space. So what I might end up doing, just completely different and a different new setup compared to everything else I've had, is a bog filter. What I've done this morning, I've just put one of the original cross braces in, and my plan is I'm gonna paint the lid black this morning. Get a coat of paint on that, let it dry, and then put a second coat on. And then tomorrow I think I'm gonna go down to the wood shop and get some more of this wood, and I'm gonna put maybe 3 extra slats on top of this so it goes long ways. My only concern with the bog filter is the weight, because it's all going to be rocks, pebbles, stones, gravel. It's going to be considerably heavy, so I'm going to try and make it as strong as I can. I mean, this stuff is really hard wood, but if I can bring it out level, and I might end up putting two pieces on here so it brings up the thickness, so it might actually rest on here as well, but we'll have to see. I'm not really in a rush to do this, so we are now in April 2025, so we will see when this is done really. The wife said I'm not allowed any more ponds, but I'm not entirely sure if I can get away with this, because I already have this pond tank, so I'm not sure if this counts as another one because I've already got it, but I'm sure she'll have different ideas on that one. I think realistically this tank, when it is done, it will be used for new purchases, quarantine, hospital tank. Last year I really liked a koi that I've seen in the shop. The problem is I wasn't set up to take on unwell koi, should I say. It had an issue. It was flashing a lot, and I was like in the shop for about 40 minutes looking at this koi, and I thought I really want that, but I couldn't run the risk of putting it in my pond. So if I have something like this, I can treat and won't miss out really in the future. So I'll get a load of jobs done on this and come back to you as and when I've got some updates. Now I've done a little bit more on the IBC tank. Now painted the top black. I've added 3 extra slats on the top so I can put the filter up there, and I put the original support brace back in on one side, and then I've added 2 pieces of batten from this slat to the support brace, just so some of the weight can be distributed across the top, just make it a bit stronger really. So I might end up putting 1 more slat across it. I have to wait and see what filter container I get, so I'll do a bit more and come back to you. Alright, good afternoon everyone. It's Monday the 9th of June. I am back working on my IBC tank. It will be finished this week now, because next week hopefully there'll be some fish going in there, but there'll be more of a video and a completely different video on that one next week. Just a couple of little bits that I've done since the last update. I've added an extra piece of wood here, so I've now got 4 slats going across, so it's just over 60 centimeters wide. I've just rigged up the electrics extension lead around the back, put the air pump in there, air stone down in the corner, and there is my new pump that I've just received in the post. It's just a 2,000 litre an hour pump, very basic. I've just made up the pipe, and down here on the floor is going to be the filter, which is going to be a bog filter. Haven't had a bog filter before, so I'm just going to try it. Why not? Just give it a go really. This is a 135 litre tub. It's used in Thailand for knocking up cement, concrete, so it's nice and strong. I've made up a void space already, just using up some garden like plastic. That's heavy duty stuff. Down here is just PVC pipe connectors that will give it the 2-inch void space underneath. I was thinking of running a bottom drain out of this for waste, but unfortunately I'm not going to do it, because when I bought it I didn't realise that the bottom had these like strengthening pieces in here, which means I'd have to have the bottom drain coming out of like one of these, and it kind of puts it at a funny angle. So I was going to cut it out and go straight out. This is the front of the tank, but if you imagine the back, I would have cut it out here basically, so it would have gone under the slats and out that way. But that's not going to happen now, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a uniseal, hydroseal, as they're called over here. I did a test on this bucket here. I put the hydroseal right in the bottom, which obviously takes the waste a lot closer, like direct from the bottom as opposed to the sides, because when you go out through the sides you always end up with a bit left. So I can't do that, so I'm gonna have to take it out from the side. So I'll just put that bog filter up there and I'll just show you what it looks like. Right, so bog filter in place basically. This is as level as I can get it. Very, very close, but unfortunately I am working with 4 different levels of concrete. Got one there, another one there, another one there. So it's very, very close, and as close as I can get it, so that's how it's going to be. So I've just got to work out the the remaining pipe work just to feed it into the bottom of the bog filter, which will go through the mesh and the grate. So it'll be on a T-piece at the bottom. I'll probably do that tomorrow. The pump is basically going to sit there with a 90-degree bend on it, just going straight down obviously, and you've got the air pump in the corner. And that's going to be basically the new IBC tank for now, because I've had no joy finding a dry mounted pump. I cannot run gravity fed. I can only get submersible pumps, which is a shame, but it is what it is. So I'll get some more done and I'll come back to you, but it's not far off now. Just finish that bit of pipe work off and then I can start putting the rocks and gravel in. I've got bigger rocks in here, that's half of them, a load more over there, and then I just got to go and buy the pea gravel, and then I'm probably going to put watercress in this and see how we go. So I'll come back to you when I got some more stuff done. Alright, good morning, Wednesday 11th of June. I've just finished off a load of the pipe work, so it's basically done now. I've got the outlet there that I just had a straight piece of pipe on as to and when. I was a bit undecided as to where to fit that. I was either going to go middle or over to the right because of where the pump's at, but I've decided to put it in the middle. The drain is now in as well, so it's just on a valve so I can open it as and when needs flushing. And up here I've got the T-piece to break the siphon, just in case the power goes off so it doesn't drain the water out, and got the void space at the bottom. So pretty basic. You've got a T-piece at the bottom that'll just spread the water out through the middle. I was going to add an extra piece of pipe in here to help flush it out. The only thing is I don't have a vacuum that could vac it out if needed, so I might put one in a minute. I'm still a bit undecisive on that, to be honest, but if not, that's how it's gonna be. The drain off for this is the worst part about it, just after like experiences with all my other pond filters. Having the exit on the sides for waste isn't really good enough. It really needs to be in the bottom, which I can understand now why bottom drains on ponds are a much better idea, really, and it works a lot better with bottom drains. So yeah, this pond or tank won't really get too dirty, I wouldn't have thought, because it's not going to be used all the time. It's basically just going to be used as a hospital or quarantine tank, I think, so I'm not really too worried on the waste, but it would have been better to have a better solution for the waste outlet. But there we go. So I've got to go through now and clean off all the stones, rocks. I haven't even started that yet, so I'll get cracking on that now, and I'll just show you each layer I put in. So I'll come back to you later on. That's the first layer of the rocks in. That's the biggest ones I got. So they're all three come out of the wife's farm. So I'll just move on to the next size up now. Right, so that's the second layer of the rocks in. So just the pea gravel to go now. So yeah, but it's pretty heavy. Right, so that's the pea gravel in. It's probably the best part of 24 kilos worth of pea gravel. So it's taken longer to clean all of the gravel and rocks than it did to put the whole thing together, I think. So yeah, not looking forward to if I ever have to take all of this apart, because that'll be an all-day job, I think. But hopefully there's no issues with it. I haven't tested it before I put all the stones in. Probably be a big mistake on my behalf, but hey ho, let's fingers crossed that it don't happen. So yeah, I'm gonna just go out and get some watercress or something similar, plant it, fill the tank with water after I just give it a quick rinse out. There's a little bit of algae at the bottom. It's where it's been sat for about 5-6 months. And then I'll show you when it's all filled up and planted and running. Alright, good morning all. It is Wednesday the 18th of June. I've got water going in this morning. I've lost about 5 days because once again I got food poisoning. Set me back, absolutely horrendous. Thankfully today I'm feeling much better. I lost 6 kilos in 2 days, so horrendous. Not having much luck with my health at the moment, but there you go. We have got water going in, and once it's in I'll fire the pump up, and I just want to time how long it takes for the water to go through this new bog filter, just so I get a rough idea what's going on. So once it's filled up, it's filled up and the pump's working, I'll come back to you and tell you what's going on. Right, so the pump's now switched on. This is the 2000 litre an hour pump on 3/4 inch pipe work going through the bog filter, 135 litre bog container, and it took 2 minutes and 22 seconds to come through, so it was a little bit quicker than I thought it would be. I was thinking it would be closer to the 3.5-4 minutes, but it is what it is. So this is basically how it's going to be. I might put some jump guards up on here as well, try and get that done. This is how the bog's looking. Nice safe water level, about 1/2 inch above the pea gravel, and I've closed off the valve so it's just a trickle coming through. So hopefully that will break the siphon of the water going back to the IBC tank in the event of a power cut. So I'm going to leave it here on this video, call this one done, get it uploaded, because this Saturday 21st of June I am flying up to Bangkok to go to the big pet market and see if I can find some new fish and other bits and bobs that I might need throughout the rest of the year. So next video you'll see from me, I might put out a short at the airport or something like that, and then I'll have a video from the market up in Bangkok. So I'll see you on the next one. Take care.